At a very young age, I decided that I wanted to be in this industry. At that time, women were virtually unheard of in the funeral industry. And even 25, 30 years ago, that was pretty much still the case. In my experience, people are shocked when they learn what I do. They just think that I work at the funeral home as, say, part-time, and when they find out that I'm a funeral director and embalmer, there's still a level of shock there from people outside of the industry for the most part. I am used to people not thinking that women were capable of doing these things, that maybe we were the weaker sex and that men were the stronger. And is it a still male-dominated industry? Absolutely. When I entered school, there were more males than females in my classes. When we came out of school, there were a few more females than there were males, of course. But I think that women have branched out and they have figured out that there is a niche for them in this industry because women are caring and empathetic and sympathetic, and we're good at multitasking and nurturing people, and women have the tenderness that is required to be in this industry and in forming those long-lasting relationships. I still see the male domination though, and we're slowly building a more stronger force of women in the funeral industry. And I think that that is a wonderful, absolutely wonderful thing.
In 2021, nationwide new student enrollment in an accredited mortuary science program jumped to 24% more than 2020, according to the American Board of Funeral Services Education. Why do you think there's a jump?
Well, I kind of think that the funeral industry is more of a trade. It's not something that is required from a four-year university. I think there is a large swing across the board, whether it be welding or trucking or mechanics, to go into the trades. And I think that it's a wonderful push. Most of the trades do not require a four-year college degree. Most of the trades have a 2-year. The student loans are cheaper. It's more affordable at a technical college to get the degree in funeral service or welding or what have you. I think that people are realizing this and that they are making the shift from the 4-year college degree over to the technical degree. And in some fields, as in the funeral industry, it's more rewarding.
So what do you enjoy most about being a funeral director and embalmer? And what insights can you share with a younger generation, male or female, who are considering going into the field of funeral services eventually?
Absolutely. First, I will say that it is tough. It is tough mentally going through school, especially if you're working a full-time job and going to school. It requires a lot of study. It requires a lot of hard work. This job is not easy, physically, emotionally, or mentally. So you have to prepare yourself for that. School is tough. Like I said, the national board test that we have to take requires 4 to 5 hours a day for months on end studying to get past. So I would say to anyone wanting to enter the funeral industry, whether women or men, remember again that it's going to be tough, the test. But not only that, but getting your foot in the door at a funeral firm, especially when you're a first generation funeral director. And that just means that no one in your family has owned a funeral home, that no one in your family works in the funeral industry. We have a unique situation here at Baker McCullough, where we have 7 directors. Only 2 of them are women, but all of us are first generation funeral directors. All of us have come up under Mr. Baker, who was a first generation funeral director himself, who reached out his hand to help the ones behind us. And I think that is what it's going to require from all of us, whether women or men who are already in the industry, is to reach out to those people who are just starting and pull them under your wing and teach them what you know. This is a valuable industry. It's needed. It's not going anywhere. And this is an industry and a job that goes all the way back to ancient times in ancient Egypt. It's one of the first careers that there ever were. And I feel honored to be a part of that and blessed to be surrounded by so many people that I work with that are making the way for women to come into this industry here at Baker.